Hello, my beautiful darlings, and welcome back or to my channel. I am Stacy Q in case this is your first time on my channel. Thank you so much everyone for joining me. Today we're going to be discussing drugstore makeup. My mind was absolutely blown with the products that I tried out over the last 4 weeks. I've been missing from YouTube a little bit because I really wanted to dive in to these drugstore products for you. So let's go ahead and talk about all things face related today. I will do a separate video that talks about the eyes, liners, shadows, mascara, lipstick, anything else I don't capture in today's video. But today we're going to be covering foundation, concealer, bronzers, contouring, setting powder, highlights, all of that stuff that involves putting on your makeup for the face. So the first thing I want to talk about is foundation. So I'm going to start off with, I did buy the L'Oreal Infallible and the Revlon Color Stay. They both have sunscreen in them. I did not test these for these reasons. Sunscreen makeup oftentimes already breaks me out and breaks down. So I would love to try these if they would come out with it, not in a sunscreen. Let me know if you try those or if you wear those and what you think, because I really wanted to try the L'Oreal Infallible one, and I was so bummed when I realized it had the sunscreen in it. Now, a really good sunscreen, really good. I've got sunscreen on. No, wait, I have foundation on. Okay, so the really good foundation that really shocked me was Wet n Wild. Boom, boom, boom. Like, hello, Wet n Wild. This foundation is light, so if you put it on with a beauty blender and you really like almost like that BB cream feel, ta-da, put it on with a beauty blender and there you have it, okay? For me, I like a fuller coverage and you can build this. Win-win, okay? Super great product, okay? It has a spatula, and some people have complained about the smell, but I honestly didn't even notice the smell until I put it right there. And then it has a makeup smell to it, but it's very thin. It looks a little thick when you've got it on the spatula, but it goes on very liquidy. I'm trying to look at it instead of show you, but it goes on very liquidy. So you just kind of blend it in, and then it's very light. Covers, but it's a light coverage. Okay, one that I will not ever put on my skin again because the 3, nope, scratch that, 4, I know, fooled me once, fooled me twice, fooled me thrice, my fault, that broke me out, unfortunately, was Almay's Skin Perfecting Comfort Matte. This broke me out every time I wore it, and I was quite disappointed even with the breakdown that I got with it, and I hope my hand doesn't break out after doing this, but it is a darker shade than the Wet n Wild, granted, got it. And it just, I don't know what it was, because it goes on really nice, but it breaks down and then it basically just starts breaking me out, and I was like, what is going on with my face? Another dud in this pile was L'Oreal's Infallible Matte. I believe I have several girlfriends that wear this, but this was no good for me. Absolutely broke down on my skin after only about 4 hours. Yuck. I was quite disappointed, and I thought, yes, demi matte, you know, get that flawless look and stuff like that. No, it's it doesn't have enough stamina. No stamina. I know. We all like stamina, right? It goes on quite well. It's very liquidy, but it just, yuck. Okay, moving on from the yuck. One that I really did like, and I am wearing today. Yes, you're welcome. And I did not have problems with breakdown, was the Covergirl. Oh, there's even product on there from me using it today. How gross is that? Okay, Covergirl Trublend Matte Made. This one goes on with a pump. I put it on my palette and sweep it up with my brush. This one's not thick. It's still thin, but it doesn't blend out all over the place like a super liquid. It stays intact. So I like that fart. I believe I just said fart. Yes, I did. That part I like because I want it to stay, be on there. Let's adhere. Okay. Another one, and my daughter's home. This one by Maybelline Dream Radiant Liquid is middle ground for me. If I wear this one, I have to not blend it with certain other products. If I blend it with other Maybelline concealers, it's really white, which I kind of liked because I'm very white right now and I could build into a bronzy look and not be pale white. But you have to be careful. This one's not as thick as the Covergirl and it cannot be blended with all products. So that was part of my 4-week trial, is I really wanted to try this foundation, this concealer, this setting powder. So I got a good basis for what actually worked, not just, oh, this doesn't work, because some things will work with certain products and they won't with others. You can't always cross mix those, okay? Now, one that I really liked is the Maybelline Matte Poreless Fit Me foundation. And it is just a regular foundation, old tube. Your mom probably had one of these. And it is thicker. So if you don't like thick, which I do, then you might not like this one. Get a beauty blender wet. I guess you can downgrade it there. But this one goes on really smooth, really nice, and does not break down. The last 3 that I showed you here don't break down. They just, yeah, some of them don't perform as well with other products. But the Maybelline Fit Me, that one, beautiful. Covergirl, beautiful. Maybelline Dream Radiance, be careful what you mix it with. So, speaking of mixing, we're going to move on to concealers. One that I did not understand was the Revlon Candid. I don't understand putting a bulb as the end applicator. I get it for the under eye. I don't get it for trying to do the nose or the upper lip. I suppose this is just to be on the under eye. I did not use the applicator. I used my brush to pull it off. This seemed to settle into my fine lines underneath my eye and create more of an aged look than I liked. None of us want to look old, okay? No. Speaking of Maybelline Fit Me, it's really white. It's probably the whitest that they have, actually. 01, maybe there's an 00. But this one performs quite well with the Maybelline foundation. The Dream Radiance, it doesn't always perform super well with the Covergirl, like I'm wearing it today. And I do have some breakdown that's going on where the concealer was. And it kind of creates, anyway, it doesn't necessarily marry super well. But if you do Maybelline with Maybelline, apparently marries well. Go figure. It is thicker, which I like for a concealer. That is what concealers are supposed to be. They're not supposed to be watery. So one that I thought was interesting was the NYX Born To Glow. This applicator, again, makes no sense to me for trying to go down the nose. I understand for under eye, but again, you've got to like smash it into your skin. I don't like that. I'm more of a liquid girl, and so, and it's not as thick as the Maybelline Fit Me. So again, concealer is supposed to be thick because you're trying to cover up things. You know, it's not supposed to be paste, but it's not supposed to be water. All right, one that is a great one, good one, great one is the L'Oreal Full Wear Infallible. Now, the only thing I didn't love about it, again, is the applicator. I don't understand these super large applicators, but I can use my brush and I can pull it off. This one, again, is thick. I understand the applicator is, you know, going after the whole tart shaped tape. Again, I don't understand that, the applicator, but it is thicker like the Maybelline Fit Me. And so just how I want a concealer, and it performs very well. Revlon also has a color stay, which I can only, right at the second here, find the contour version of it that I bought. But anyway, you get the point. This one performs quite well. It doesn't matter what you mix it with, it does very well. And doesn't do a whole lot of breakdown. It doesn't dig into those fine lines. e.l.f. Camel Concealer. I really wanted to like this because a lot of people like e.l.f. products. And again, it has that really thick applicator. Don't understand. And it's very thick, much like the L'Oreal Infallible, but it just doesn't perform for me quite as well. I have worn it several times, but I don't mix it with like the Covergirl, things like that. It's more, I can mix it with the Maybelline, I can mix it with the Wet n Wild, things like that. Okay, one final concealer, I believe I have captured all the ones that I purchased, is the Pixi by Petra concealer. This one has, again, another very bulby, thick end. I don't understand, as we've already stated, I know. But this one is quite watery. It's almost like a foundation, and it performs horribly for a concealer. Just not good. Not good. I didn't like it. Sorry, Pixi. I really wanted to. I was very excited about a lot of these, but truly mind blown again was the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, L'Oreal Infallible, and the Revlon Color Stay, not the Candid. Okay, moving on. So we get all of that. Now, if I want to contour my face, like if you watch my foundation video, then I do a whole dark, light, put my foundation on, do another light. It's a process. I understand. But if you are interested in drugstore products that are able to do that, I am your girl for that. Okay, so let's talk about the Maybelline Fit Me. I bought the dark and the light, and these performed quite well. I don't understand the light spot in the middle to keep it from being super dark. The color scheme for it is more, I mean, they do say they're a foundation. It's geared towards that, which is what it is. I get it, but I'm trying to do a whole color scheme of contouring. And this is super thin. Like, sorry, you can't see me rubbing it, but it takes a while to like build it up. Wasn't my favorite, okay? Another non-so favorite was a Nyx Wonder Stick. Again, this was super, super not thick at all. And again, this one was a highlight and contour stick, so I just didn't understand why you couldn't get any thickness out of this, and staying power. It's just, I don't know, the brown's not as bad as the light, but not as good as some other products that I tried. Some products that I tried that were super great was the L'Oreal Infallible Longwear Shaping Stick. Again, this one did have sunscreen in it. I did go ahead and try this because I just was looking for a stick that would literally, in any product, it was like super hard to find, which I thought was really odd because am I the only one that does the whole contouring and foundation? I mean, Scott Barnes invented it and he does it. Hello. And look at how it blends well, it performs well. The dark one, I bought both the dark and the light, but I'm just going to show you one. But what I thought performed a little bit better than even that L'Oreal Infallible, which completely blew my mind, was the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Stick Foundation. This is Shell Ivory is the color. And I've been using this one pretty much. This one, I let me finish my sentence before I move on, right? I have been using this one pretty much every day for 4 weeks, quite consistently since, well, not the total 4 weeks I tried the other stuff, but since I found that one, I have literally gravitated to it. It's thick, it goes on the way that I want, it does coverage. You have to kind of, you know, build it a little bit, but not like build and build and build and build and build and build and build like some of the other ones. It performs a lot better. The staying power for it, when you go to put the foundation on, the dark does move a little bit. So I'm comparing that to my Kryolan, I don't know how to say it, sorry. But those sticks, when you put them on and you put my foundation on over it, it stays. It's not like the dark, I mean, it blends a little bit, but it doesn't, like when I move my foundation stick across here, it's not like the brown just carries with it. With the Wet n Wild and any of the drugstore ones that I tried, you have to be a little bit careful of that. You kind of have to let it set a little bit and then go in for your foundation. So like I've done that and then like blown dried half of my hair or whatever type of a thing, just trying to give it a little bit of time to settle in. But super great product. I've been wearing it very frequently, even over my Kryolan sticks. I have only worn those a few times, so great product that absolutely blew my mind. All right, moving on. So speaking of contouring, if you want, like sometimes you do the foundation over the contouring sticks and you get a little bit muted, so you don't have like that contour here. So I tried both of these are by Maybelline. They're the City Bronze. This is 100, I believe, and this is 300, and these perform just as if you're buying Too Faced, you know, product. They are brown. There is no gray to it for any shadowing. It is a bronzing, not a contouring shadow. So if you're just looking to put a little warmth into your face, those work really well and have quite a lot of pigment. So not a lot is needed on the brush to achieve what you're going for, which is fantastic for a drugstore product. Okay. So we'll move on to blushes. I honestly tried Revlon's colors, Covergirl's. They all perform like a blush. Like literally I had no complaints about it, but they all were fantastic. Okay. But the one that blew my absolute freaking mind, I was astounded by this the first time I used it. I was like, what? And I literally looked at the packaging and was like, no freaking way. Yes way. Promise you. Elf. I know. Just take a minute. Elf. This is their light palette. It has 4 4 blushes in it. Highly, highly pigmented. Like, I don't even know if I can show you this, but just absolutely beautiful colors. And I mean, look at that. That is like luxe freaking pigmentation right there. Like, mind blown over this. 100% worth every penny. I have been wearing this one a lot just because I'm so mind blown that a drugstore product like that is so freaking good. Okay? Mind blown. Moving on. Setting powders. Setting powders. The bane of some of our existence. If you don't have a really good setting powder, you're going to have stuff that breaks down with your foundation because it's not going to set it. You have things that are going to dig into your fine lines. You have things that are going to clog your pores and break you out, or you're going to have things that separate if you have larger pores or oilier skin. I have dry skin, so these are my reviews based on my skin. All right, let's dive in. Covergirl Clean Professional. This one performed moderately well. It wasn't fantastic, didn't blow my mind, but is a good product. Well done. It almost like a Luxe brand, but it has a pigment to it That's the part that I say it's good and it performs well, but it does have a pigment to it, even though it says it's translucent. It's not truly translucent, and it doesn't go on translucent. It has a little bit of a yellow tone. I have pink underbase, so it definitely reacted that way for my skin. So good product, not necessarily for everyone. One that was bleh, unfortunately, was e.l.f.'s HD. This goes on like a film, a baby powder. It is like a blanket on top of your whole face, and when you touch your face anywhere, it then comes off and it takes all of your makeup with it. It's completely weird. So you can't even like go like this, or it creates like a spot in your makeup for the day. Not what we want. We want to look flawless all day, right? That's the goal. Okay. Revlon's Candid Photo Ready. This one performed for 8 hours before it started to break down. 10 hours, probably 10. I'm going to say 10. And which is fine, except for my day lasts longer than 10 hours. I don't know about yours, but I get up, it's early, 5:30, 6 a.m., get my makeup, my face on, you know, and then by 9 o'clock at night, I'm getting home. I don't need my face breaking down when I stop at the store after my workout and everybody's going, what the hell happened to that woman's face? Not what we want. Good product, just didn't last as long. NYX HD Studio Photogenic setting powder. This one, much like the e.l.f., created a film of like baby powder wash. And again, touching your face anywhere, it would come off. I was like, what is with these two products? I really wanted one of them to be fantastic, right? And I didn't like either one for that reason. No one wants their face to break down like that, okay? Stay Matte by Rimmel. This one, freaking awesome, okay? Freaking awesome. Rimmel, we need to have a little talk here, you and I. This is freaking awesome, but 8 hours is not long enough. It needs to last like 18, 24, 16, something like that. Like I said about the Covergirl one, this lasted 8 hours. Fantastic product, truly translucent, doesn't last long enough. Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent Powder. Blew my freaking mind. Absolutely blew my mind. This stuff, I mean, Wet n Wild, again. I want to say that this is almost as good as my Laura Mercier Luxe brand $42 for the bottle or the container setting powder. This stuff works so good. It's like golden. People don't know that I'm wearing drugstore makeup. They literally think my face is just flawless from the same stuff I've been wearing for decades, which is Luxe brand. Completely mind blown over that. I think this probably surprised me the absolute most. The e.l.f. blush palette was second, like close second. I hope you enjoyed all of this review. I want to know out of everything that I have tried, what you are going to try if you are. Look forward to my eye makeup drugstore product review that will be coming next. So until next time, everyone, bye-bye.